Tony McDonald in the afternoon, 27 minutes past 5. Now, we've all been there, haven't we? Late night at the airport after a flight with your luggage in duty-free tucked under your arm. You're tired, the kids are cranky, you just want to get in the car and go home. Small problem, though. Overnight, Birmingham Airport said they were told their off-site meet and greet parking people, Blue Circle, had suspended operations. Is this what happened to Sally Skinner from Bromyard? She landed back from Turkey in the early hours of this morning and has been talking to the BBC's Elliot Webb.
We landed, we got our cases, and then as soon as you pick your cases up, you make a phone call to say you're coming out of departure to pick up your car. We phoned and nobody answered. I tried again and then the line went dead. So we walked over to where, obviously, Blue Circle is, and we was told that they went into receivership yesterday at 12 o'clock, and that our cars weren't there.
And this was at 1. And this was at 1 o'clock this morning.
Yes.
And you hadn't had, and so they'd gone into this is so we get the timeline right. So they went bump at midday yesterday, is that right? And this was 1 o'clock this morning.
Yes.
And you'd been told nothing.
No, nothing at all. Our car wasn't there. They didn't tell us where it was. They didn't know where it was. They actually said that the cars basically were in some compound, and that the people from Blue Circle had kept the keys. And there was about 10 of us in there, all obviously panicking.
Yeah.
Some were a bit further away, some were Wales, some were Liverpool. Oh. And it was just like, it was absolutely pouring down of rain, and we were all thinking, what do we do?
Oh, wow. So where do you stand if you booked ahead this summer with Blue Circle? And if you know anyone on their holidays, and their car now is with the administrators of Blue Circle? Consumer and motoring expert Scott Dixon is here to clear things up. Hi, Scott.
Hi, Tony. How are you?
I'm not too bad, thank you. But what's gone wrong here, then?
Well, apparently Blue Circle is a franchise and a third-party operator for Holiday Extras, and nobody would really know that. And, well, the crux of it is, if you've paid by debit or credit card, you can raise a chargeback. You know, if you're struggling to get a refund for maybe future bookings, you don't need to try and figure out how to get a refund and go through any rigmarole. Just contact your bank or credit card provider and raise a chargeback and say there's been a breach of contract under the Consumer Rights Act 2015 because you've paid for a service that hasn't been delivered through no fault of your own, and you simply want the money reversed back into your account. So that's the easiest way to resolve it for any future bookings, or if you're caught in the crosshairs and, you know, you're struggling to get any refunds.
You also want your car back as well, though.
Yeah, I mean, that is a big problem, and apparently Holiday Extras have put in some emergency arrangements in place to get people back to their cars and everything else. And the question that's being asked on this is, can Blue Circle, you know, seize the cars, you know, because they've gone bust? And the answer to that is no, they can't, because you are the registered keeper of the vehicle. So, you know, your logbook, your B5 documents. Yeah. So there's no worries in that regard. The only problem, as I say, is just trying to get a refund, but the chargeback method with your debit card provider or credit card provider will work in that instance.
Now, if you know people currently abroad, like friends or family who've left their car with them at the airport, how can we help them?
Well, they need to try and contact Holiday Extras, who have are the provider behind Blue Circle. So apparently Blue Circle is the third-party franchise operator, but Holiday Extras is the firm behind it, and they've arranged. They've put arrangements in place to help affected consumers. So what they need to try and do is contact Holiday Extras, and they'll be able to sort things out that way.
Yeah, fingers crossed those who are due to land back will be able to get their car back quickly. Scott, thanks ever so much. That's consumer and motoring expert Scott Dixon.